and welcome to this edition of Roland Sports. I'm Tyler Rowland. We're coming to you from the Relentless Hoops Military Circuit at Hargrave Military Academy, and I'm with the head coach of Belief Pratt, Kevin Jackson. Coach Jackson, it was good to see you here and get to see your team for the first time, and you picked up a good win today over Winston-Salem, their post-grad team, Winston-Salem Christian. Talk about that and talk about your team and your thoughts.
Well, I mean, we played a hard-fought game. It was an ugly game, but a win is a win. I don't think we came out prepared to play today. We've been on a long layoff, and we just been in the gym practicing. So, when you have games, it kind of gets you ready. But, everything that we do at Believe Prep is based on our defense. I tell my guys all the time, we let our defense create our offense. And I thought that's what we did today, especially in the second half, that helped us win the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and talk about a little bit with coaching. You've been at it. You've coached players like Lamar Odom and some of them, Austin over the years. Some of the people that played under you. I know that you're quite with your experience as a coach. What do you usually tell high school coaches that are just getting into the profession? What advice do you usually give them?
Well, here's one of the biggest things I can tell you from 35 years and 40 years of coaching is that I have a motto. My motto is the first thing we have to do with the players is that we got to get them to play hard. That unto itself is a task nowadays. Second thing you got to do is you got to get your team to play smart, and have great basketball IQ. Most players nowadays are not students of the game. Third thing you want to do is get them to play together. Share the basketball. So much of this isolation, one-on-one basketball nowadays. And my fourth thing is to play defense. Got to guard the ball. Everybody got to guard, help, and play defense. So that's what I would tell these young coaches now. Get your players to buy in.
Yes, and talk a little bit about the school at Believe Pratt. Maybe a cool fact or something neat about it that people would like to know.
Well, I'll say this to you. We do things the hard way. We grind things out. I'm an old school coach, and I'm real tough on my guys. I got some guys right now that are currently, playing Division I basketball. Terry Roberts plays for the University of Georgia. Brian Moore Jr. plays for Murray State University. So those guys are being real successful at the next level right now because I was really hard on them and tough on them about playing the game a certain type of way. And that has translated over to the next level.
Yes, and that's one thing. Do you feel like that's something that may be lacking somewhat in today's game? You don't see a lot of coaches anymore that really try to get and challenge their players like that. And, of course, you can see in the results, especially with how loyal they remain to you.
I'm going to say this to you, man. We got a lot of guys that's out there right now that are talent managers. They just want to get all the talent and they want to manage it. Coach means teach. It's always been about teaching the game. You got to teach the players how to play. And these guys now have to learn how to be students of the game. There is a game within the game. And these kids have to learn the science. Science of the game. I don't just throw the balls out at Believe Prep. We teach the kids how to play. Okay? Which will translate to any level.
Yes, and last question, Coach. When it comes to the recent changes in the college game, you have the transfer portal, NIL deals, things of that nature. Is that, as a high school coach, has that changed any way in your approach to the game?
I'm going to say this to you. I think more and more and more we have to teach the game. You got to be tough on your guys. I tell my guys all the time, you practice the way you play. And I run my program like college. We start in September, we running 5 miles, we're running 10 miles. My practices are going to be harder than my games. So when we say we practice the way you play. So when these guys get to that level, they're ready and they're prepared. And this is what we have to do with them now. Especially at the high school level with the transfer portal. These coaches are so scared for their jobs now. They don't have time to wait for you to marinate. and learn what's going on. So I have to put the heat on my guys and pressure them and make them uncomfortable so when they get to college, they're ready to go.
Thank you, Coach Jackson, and be sure to stay tuned. We'll have more episodes of Rolling Sports coming from this Relentless Hoops Military Classic at Hargrave Military Academy. I'm Tyler Rowland. Thank you for watching Rolling Sports, where you meet the athletes.